You're watching CNC3.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News here on CNC3 and the TBC Radio Network. I am Bhavita Gopalchan. Thank you so much for joining us. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar will make her first official visit to Tobago today. I understand talks with the Chief Secretary will centre on autonomy for the island. Now, the visit follows an invitation from Chief Secretary Fali Augustine. The Prime Minister will be accompanied by several cabinet ministers and the Permanent Secretary to the Prime Minister, as well as Head of the Public Service Natasha Barrow. They will also attend a special sitting of the Assembly Legislature. The Prime Minister and the Attorney General scheduled to meet with the Chief Secretary to discuss Tobago's autonomy. Other meetings will take place between the cabinet ministers and the respective line secretaries of the Tobago House of Assembly. The Office of the Chief Secretary said it looks forward to this visit. United States President Donald Trump says while he doubts his country will go to war with Venezuela, he believes Nicolas Maduro's days as president are numbered. President Trump, in an interview with U.S. media last evening, was asked about the presence of military vessels near Venezuela, as well as the deployment of the USS Gerald Ford, the world's largest warship, to the Southern Caribbean. Trump spoke at length about having to stop the flow of Venezuelans into the United States, as he claimed many were criminals. He was asked pointedly if his heavy military presence near Venezuela signals the end of the Nicolas Maduro regime.
Are Maduro's days as president numbered?
I would say, yeah. I think so, yeah.
And this issue of potential land strikes in Venezuela, is that true?
I don't tell you that. I mean, I'm not saying it's true or untrue, but I wouldn't.
Why would
I wouldn't be
it?
inclined to say that I would do that, but because I don't talk to a reporter about whether or not I'm going to strike.
However, when asked earlier if the United States was planning to go to war with Venezuela, the U.S. president's answer was more reserved.
Are we going to war against Venezuela?
I doubt it. I don't think so, but they've been treating us very badly, not only on drugs. They've dumped hundreds of thousands of people into our country that we didn't want. People from prisons, they emptied their prisons into our country.
Well, since the onset of escalating tensions between the two countries, the United States has maintained that its primary objective is to eradicate narco-traffickers bringing drugs into its territory. However, Venezuela has dismissed this as a pretext, claiming the U.S.'s true intention is to remove President Nicolas Maduro from power. Well, former National Security Minister Marvin Gonzalez says the government failed to allay the fears of the population last Friday amid widespread speculation of increasing tensions between Venezuela and the United States. On the Morning Brew program, Gonzalez says the nation was robbed of clarity by the government, who chose to remain silent when answers were being demanded. He was referring to last Friday's call out of Defense Force members and the police withholding leave for officers.
And you would expect that a responsible government will take any opportunity that they can, especially in the parliament, to speak clearly to the people, even if it means to do so to allay the fears of the people. And the minister invoked Standing Order 27-1G not to answer the question, and that is a very serious particular issue.
Gonzalez suggests the position taken by Defense Minister Wayne Sturge is in keeping with a new supposed policy of the government to avoid important questions. He referenced Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander blaming social media for the undue panic, saying it was Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar, while in opposition, who suggested that social media be trusted over traditional media. Now, Gonzalez said this was another example of government's mismanagement of communication issues.
So when I heard him saying that yesterday, I was taken aback but not surprised, because the UNC utilized social media, especially when they were in opposition, and even more so now, to spew, misinformation and disinformation into the public. So they will say one thing when it is convenient to them.
Gonzalez called on the government to speak to the people, especially now with the extension of the state of emergency. After 80 years in business, Standard Distributors Limited will close its retail operations following the sale of the company by Anson McCall Limited to Term Finance Holdings Limited. Anson McCall confirmed the sale in a statement today. The group said the move reflects its ongoing commitment to long-term portfolio alignment and disciplined growth. Standard's retail operations officially closed on November 1st, but the brand will continue under the name Standard Credit, a new credit and e-commerce platform to be operated by Term Finance. Anson McCall acknowledged the emotional significance of the closure. The group said its priority during the transition was ensuring that all employees were treated with fairness and care. Some staff have been offered continued employment within the Anson McCall Group or with Term Finance, while others received enhanced separation packages. The company said job fairs are being hosted in both TNT as well as Barbados this month to help workers identify new employment and career planning opportunities. To news of crime now, police are investigating a broad daylight murder in San Pedro Village, Rio Claro, where a maintenance contractor was gunned down at a workplace this morning. The victim is identified as 58-year-old Sylvan Budan. We understand Budan was at his home in Jeffers Village when he received a call asking him to go to a warehouse on Boopsing Road. Upon arriving around 8:30 a.m. and exiting his vehicle, he was ambushed by a lone gunman. Residents reported hearing 2 to 3 gunshots before seeing a masked gunman flee through the village into a waiting white-seated vehicle. Budan's ex-wife Gloria rushed to the scene after hearing the news. She confirmed they had been separated for 10 years, but still lived together and expressed sadness over his death.
I can't say nothing about it. There's the squirrel plenty and we say about, but I can't say nothing bad. We always talk together. Himself will break up, I still cook and give food. I don't know.
Well, the victim had no biological children of his own, but raised 4 children with his ex-wife. To other local developments now, Director of the Program for Upgrading Roads Efficiency, Hayden Phillip, and other officials will embark on administrative leave from today. Amid this decision, the Works and Infrastructure Minister remains tight-lipped on the decision over Pure. When asked what prompted the move, Minister Julian John referred the questions to Phillip. However, sources close to the matter clarified that the individuals have not been dismissed despite widespread social media speculation suggesting otherwise. Former Works and Transport Minister Jack Warner also told CNC3 News that he did not wish to comment on the matter. While it is unclear what would have prompted the administrative leave directive, speculation about internal reviews has surfaced. Well, Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar previously announced that the Anti-Corruption Investigations Bureau would be asked to review projects reportedly carried out by the Pure Unit, NIDCO and the Drainage Division under the previous administration. There's been a slight reduction in reports of school violence since government's decision to place police officers in high-risk schools. But the National Parent Teachers Association says the drop isn't happening fast enough, as there are still fights taking place on school compounds. Newly re-elected President Walter is hoping for a drastic decrease before the term ends.
We have observed, to answer your question specifically, that there has been a slight reduction in the incidence of school indiscipline and school violence taking place. Not at the rate we anticipated. It's just about a month plus that we have begun. It started on the 8th of September. So it's a month, well, heading into 2 months now. But we continue to monitor almost on a daily, weekly basis to see what is taking place in our schools. And we are hoping that by the end of this term, certainly by the end of the second term of this educational year, to be able to see a drastic improvement in our school indiscipline and school violence.
Well, Walter Stewart laments that even though officers are now stationed in schools, students are still fighting, and he says it shows a blatant disregard for authority. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back.
Now this is Radical Trading, you know that? And them have everything to cover anything. Radical Trading have the best fabric designs for your upholstery needs, yeah? So furniture, car, boat, tent, even material for school bags.
This will look really nice on my couch, boy.
They even making pillow too.
Sprang.
Oui?
Oh shucks, I forget my money.
Serious?
They could pay for it for me.
Me and my big mouth boy, I wonder if Radical get thing to cover mouth yet.
Radical Trading, 4 locations nationwide.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800 TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry, premier insurance coverage for less.
Magical Expressions Limited is the largest local importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Call us today at 701-6488, 701-6680, 728-6786, or visit our website to order.
Medium pacer Matthew Ford is back in the West Indies team from injury and is included in the T20 team to play 5 matches against New Zealand starting on Wednesday. Ford last played in the 5th T20 against Australia in July, but missed the West Indies' subsequent series against Pakistan, Nepal and Bangladesh, as well as the Caribbean Premier League because of a dislocated shoulder. Well, he replaces Gudikesh Moti, who has a dip in form, while Shamar Springer comes in to provide another bowling option. The first T20 is on Wednesday in Auckland. That's it for sport. It's back to break.
With the cold and flu lurking around every corner, keeping your immune system strong allows you to live the life that you want every day. Discover BioStrath Immune Health. BioStrath Immune Health is a unique plasmalized yeast product that enhances the absorption of essential micronutrients, ensuring that your body stays resilient. And now enriched with zinc, it is your go-to support for immunity. Staying vibrant and healthy just became a whole lot easier. BioStrath Immune Health. Get what you need naturally.
PRW's Thanksgiving sale is now on this November. We're giving thanks to God and all of our local customers. Up to 75% discount on selected items. Join us for our Family Fun Day on the 4th of November at our Orangwes location. Come, have a fun day with us and enjoy refreshments, free giveaways, games, and massive discounted prices. Tell your family and friends. Call us today at 285-9779.
United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has emphasized that international support is crucial for Jamaica as the country deals with the effects of Hurricane Melissa. The Category 5 storm brought rain, storm surges, catastrophic flooding, and killed nearly 30 people. Guterres called for the mobilization of massive resources to deal with the loss and damage from the hurricane. The UN allocated $4 million from the Central Emergency Response Fund. Meanwhile, the Bank of Jamaica says it is working urgently to restore banking services, including access to cash, in communities hardest hit by Hurricane Melissa. Now, local reports say many residents are still waiting for aid to arrive, with many roads still inaccessible and communities without power and running water. Time to check in with Jean-Marc Rampesan for the weather forecast.
We had mostly hot and sunny conditions this morning, and that's expected to continue into the afternoon despite 1 or 2 brief showers. The Saharan dust has also decreased from the weekend, and I'm tracking another plume, but still far away at this point. From late afternoon, a few isolated moderate to heavy showers are likely, continuing into tonight, with the low chance of a thunderstorm over Trinidad. Looking ahead, the ITCZ is expected to fluctuate over the area during this week, giving us hot and humid conditions with the possibility of daily thunderstorms.
Well, thank you, Jean-Marc, and thank you for joining us for a look at the day's developments so far. We'll have these stories and so much more coming up for you in a major newscast at 7 p.m. today. Until then, have a great day.